Well, hi folks, Lone Wolf here again. I thought I've done, well, a couple of miles short of 2,000 more now on the CF Moto MT 800 Explore. So I thought the best to do a bit of a real life review on having the bike. I've had it since March the 5th. This is now mid-June. I have been on holiday twice, so I haven't been able to get as many miles in as I normally do. But I thought, why not? 2,000 mile, let's go through it and see all the good points of it. And there's a few little niggles and bad points as well that you need to be aware of. But other than that, so if it interests you, stay tuned. Right folks, so there it is in its glory, my MT 800 Explore. So I think the best thing to do, we'll start off with the good points and we'll do it methodically. We'll work from front to back, shall we? And do it that way, front to back, top to bottom. And I'll add the bad bits in as well as the good bits, because I always think it's worse if somebody does a review and says, oh, these are the good points, and then at the end you get 8 bad points. So I think what I'll do is I'll mix them up and then I'll leave you to decide. So we start at the front. Front ways on, I've got this, this is a normal screen. I've put this one on the top. I'll put a card up for you to see when I did that. Works quite well, although I've ordered a grey tinted screen. Because if you look at the front of this bike, it's just mega. I just think it's one of the nicest looking front ends of a bike there is. And if this here is smoked, I think it'd look awesome. I've also ordered some Gaurd extensions as well for the winter, but I'll try them out. So front end screen, a little bit of turbulence, that's why the top bar's on, but the new screen I've ordered is 50mm higher. So we'll see how that goes, shall we? Again, from AliExpress. Couple of decals I put on the front just to finish it off. Obviously got me Innov K5 on the camera on here and my additional spotlights. Now brake wise, I find the front brakes fine. I know one or two have said indifferent, but I think they're great. They're quite progressive and they ain't snatchy, and that does it for me. Lighting, well, it's awesome, mate. It just looks brilliant, the front end of this with the lights on. If I put the full lot on, it's amazing. But I'm a believer of being seen, so that's why I use my 2 spots at the bottom. My 2 Denalis. They run permanently when the bike's on. So as old smidgy driver, get a chance to see me. So, go along here. As I say, I've ordered some new additional Gaurd extensions here just to try them out. Again, cheap AliExpress job, so we'll see. The dashboard, well, you've seen the dashboard. It's magnificent, ain't it? Everything about it is smashing with being able to use your phone and put your different maps on and everything. So I've had no issues with that at all. No issues whatsoever with any of the TFT at all. It's not froze, it's not done anything whatsoever. You know what I mean? It's done its job. I got the what's name on here, look, the Quadlock vibration damper phone holder. Right, the handlebars I find great. The width and everything suits me. I've toyed with putting some risers on, just in case they're standing up or off-road, but as I don't really want to do any of that at the minute, I'm leaving them alone a bit. Just carry on with what I got. Now, suspension, front suspension. When you get this bike brand new, I don't know if it's the same on the MT, you get a manual, and in the manual, it gives you the settings for the the forks, the suspension front and back. Might be worth you just having a look and checking them, because when I checked these, they were out. So I set them to what they said in the book by obviously using a screwdriver on these things there, the compression and rebound damping. I didn't do anything on the preload. Left the preload as it is, I ain't touched that at all. But I say, just on the compression and damping. Put them to what they were in the book, what they're supposed to be. Did make a difference. Then the way I like to ride, I softened them off 2 turns. So I did 2 turns on the compression and 2 turns on the damping. And that's just eased it again into the way I like to ride. I don't like it to be solid as a poker. So that's how I've set them up. Controls, again, you've been through all this before. They work a treat. The function button and what it does, and the fact that you can get your headset on and Siri on and get everything done. I'll show you there without having to mess about. It's great. Crashbars wise, I've done the normal ones. I put these new ones on. You probably see the video. I'll put a link down. Put a link at the top. Put them on. Bit of bling, but also a little bit of extra protection for him. No issues whatsoever. You do feel the extra weight. I'll be honest with you do feel the extra weight. But other than that, they do a job. Sorry, back up to the top. Mirrors, I find the mirrors okay. They do vibrate a little bit at higher speed, but other than that, nothing really. I'll put a tank ring on for my tank bag. I use Givi, so I've got 2 Givi tank bags, a small one on it. Right, as you can see here, got the old Givi tank bag on. It's only a small one, but you can get quite a few bits and bobs in it if you wish, just to when you're popping out and you don't want all the weight on. So if you're going on another tour, once they're a bit more substantial, there's my big Givi tank bag. Quite a big one, fits on all right, look. So do it the other side, I'll show you. Nice bag, fits on fine. It catches you on the bars a little bit on lock. But I think anything you're going to have to live with that, unless you have one that sits down here. And I don't fancy that. So as I say, that's the other Givi tank bag. Down there, now we've got to the masterpiece, the engine. I think the engine's awesome. I don't know whether anybody else has got any issues on it, but I'll get down and get the shadow off. I think this engine's great. It's got more than enough power for a man like me. It's pretty rapid when you really wind the thing up. You got your 6 rider modes, obviously, but this is now one of the points that I think CF Moto have missed out on. You've got 6 rider modes, but you can't alter them while the bike's running. You have to be stationary to change the rider modes. Now to me, that's a bit of a failure. That's a bit of a letdown, to be honest. I think you should be able to change, maybe not the off-road, the all-terrain, but the normal ones, rain, road and off-road, the first 3, I think you should be able to get them off your switch, off your handlebars, without having to stop. Because it's a bit of a pain up the arse when you have to stop and do it. And that to me is a negative point, the first negative point on the bike. Right, while we're on the front, on that side of it, tyres. These are Anarchy Adventure. Chunky as hell, look. A lot of chunks in them. Not my chosen tyre. And they will be being removed at some point, although I'll have to wait until I've got a few miles on them and some money saved up and change them for my Pilot Road 6s. Because these are noisy. I think they're noisy. And you can definitely, I don't know what it is, but you can feel them. Whereas the Pilot Road 6s are super smooth. So that's another, I wouldn't say it's a down point, but I know on the 800 MT, they don't have the adventure tyres, they have a different sort. But them, no, I wouldn't have them again. Pilot Road 6s are going on. Niggle, let's have a niggle. Spoked wheels. They're great, but Christ, they're a pain to clean, are they? You know what I mean? To clean all these, it's a pain. You've got to be a dedicated man. I've just washed this because I've been out this morning. And although it comes up clean, you sit looking at it for half an hour after. And all you do is find bits that you missed. Engine guard I put on. Obviously I've done a link to that. I put that up here, card in that. That seems to be fine. But no issues with that whatsoever. It didn't come loose, there's no movement on it or anything like that. I toyed with a second one that goes between there and there. Still thinking about it. Still thinking about it. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. But still thinking about it at the minute. Moving on. Before the long, this thing. The seat. The most comfortablest seat I've ever sat on a motorbike in my life. Now, if you're watching the channel, you know I've got short legs, and when I bought this bike, it was supposed to have the lower link fitted, and it never did. So it come up really high. So I had a what's name, a lower seat, heated lower seat. Now, it did do the job temporarily until I had the link fitted. But to be fair, there's no comparison. The lower seat is like sitting on a plank of wood. And after what? An hour? You are craving arseache. But with this thing back on, super comfortable, super comfortable. But say I got used to the bike and then put this back on. And with the lowering link that I've had, now I find it manageable. I put a couple of decals on, tank there, this one, mainly because they want to mark the paintwork and scuff it, because I ride in leathers and they do mark the paintwork quite a lot. I'm sure whether it's the right one, but it does the trick for the time being. Exhaust. Yep, changed this as you know for the old fire torch. 5 kilos weight it saved. 5 kilos in weight, the difference between the standard exhaust and this baby, this link pipe. Again, been toying with taking the cat out, get another weight saver and putting the link pipe in, but I ain't sure. Again, it's something else for the future, maybe later on. Now this all ties in with this fueling issue. I've had an upgrade. Bike Sanctuary have been brilliant with me, and I've had an upgrade, and it did make a difference. But it's still, at times, irritable and hunting and jerkiness and this, that, and the other. And it don't matter what mode you put it in. I've tried rain, I've tried road, I've tried sport, I've tried off-road. It's smoother in off-road than anything else, in my opinion, with a big kick of up your arse at about 6,000 revs. But that is the other downside. Now, we've got this OTA now that's come available on your phones, I don't even noticed. Whether or not we're going to get an upgrade to this at some point, I don't know. But as I say, that's at the minute. I'll turn you around, I'm talking to the engine. At the minute, this is the biggest bugbear, is this snatchiness. I know I've been on about it a few times, and coming off a GS, I've obviously got to accept that this is no GS. It's a great bike, mine, this CF Moto. It's a great bike, and the value is outstanding. And that's why there's more and more and more of them being on the road. And if you pull up anywhere now, people want to look and have a look at it. What's that? What's that bike, mate? What's that all about? You know what I mean? I think the days of thinking it's Chinese junk are slowly diminishing. I know that Bennett's just did a test with the CF Moto MT800 Sport against a Suzuki and a Triumph, and they come out the best. But I edge a bit of bias in that review. You know what I mean? I wouldn't buy a Suzuki that looks horrible. It's got a nice engine, but it's got no quick shift, no cruise control, no heated seat, no nothing. Nah, not for me. I'd sort of go with something like this. But as I say, it's the fueling issue is an issue, and I'm sure at some time in the future, CF Moto will get sorted and they'll get it done for us. But in the meantime, live with it. The more you ride it, the better it gets. So that's exhaust. Back wheel, turn you around now. Back wheel, back brakes, fine. Again, spoke wheels, paint are clean. Brakes fine. I like this back brake, if I'm honest, because I'm a bit of a back brake man and I like the feel of it. It's not, how can I say, it's quite progressive. You know what I mean? It's quite progressive. Again, anarchy tyre, not for me. It's something about it, I don't know what it is. It's noisy. I can't feel the road in it, to be honest, like I think I ought to. But have you noticed, caddies, I took them off. Right, the reason for taking the caddies off. Unsprung weight, which when I go touring, I'll put them back on. It's only 6 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 3 the other side. That's all it is, 6 bolts. I understand there'd be a bit of added protection if you were to topple. You wouldn't cave that in. But I think this would do a bit of save it as much as anything else. But I just, as well as that, on the Explore, the one I got, the black one, they come as silver and they look awful. If I do put them back on, they'll be black because I'll get my mate to spray them, or I'll spray them myself. Because being silver, they just look completely out of place. The front bars, fine. Even the new bars I put on there, they all match up, fine. Not quite a matching satin paint, but they're fine. So I took the pannier racks off, which then caused me a little bit of an issue because I had my toolbox on this one round here. I had my toolbox on it. So what I've had to do is dispense with the toolbox. Not a great issue. I just use the top box. Now this is a fantastic piece of kit. I've never had a top box as big as this. It's a bit heavy, but I get all my camera gear in here. I get spare gloves, all my gloves, spare gloves. I get a compressor. I'll get everything in here. I'll put some compartments in, make it a bit tidier. And I find that goes with me everywhere I go if I go out for the day. The panniers, I really don't miss. I really don't miss. So another little trick that this bike's got, the rear radar. I find that really useful. Now on my GS I used to have an Innov blind spot recognition system, and that was good. And this is exactly the same. Works a treat. I must admit I can't ever hear it beeping. I just see it on the screen. That's because I'm deaf. The other Innov camera here, rear camera, that actually should be at the front, and the other one should be at the back because this is a 4K. But it's difficult to mount on the front, so I swapped them round. While we're on it, clutch. The clutch was always okay, but I fitted that little link. I put a link up the top somewhere. I fitted that additional little gizmo there, which makes it a 1-finger clutch. And it is quite useful if you're in the traffic, in the town. And even though you've got a quick shifter, I still tend to dip the clutch quite a lot. You know what I mean? When I'm up through the gears, giving it some, then yeah, fine. But if I'm just knocking about, I'm always pulling the clutch in. So all in all, that's what we got. How to finish, folks. Would I buy this bike again? Definitely. Would I recommend it? Definitely. The fact it's got a 4-year warranty, 9,000 mile service interval, and at the moment, it's standing up to decent bit of treatment that I'll give it. I ain't the lightest rider in the world. I don't hang about. Anybody who watches the videos knows that. So, value for money, 10 out of 10. Niggles, yes, 2. One being a snatchy throttle, which will get resolved. I have no doubt about that in the near future. And the second one is the fact that you can't change the rider modes while you're on the move. You have to be stationary. Got to live with them too. But other than that, it's a fine, fine bike. And that's 2,000 miles I've done on it now. So when I get to about 5, I'll give it another shout. In the meantime, it's a lone wolf saying bye for now. Don't forget, give us a tick, give us a like, subscribe. This subscribing business, I've said before, don't cost you a penny, nothing, nout. Bottom of the screen, bottom right corner, touch that, you're on. Subscribe, help this channel grow. When you see the bell icon, if you touch that, it gives you a notification of every time I make a video. And drop us a comment. If you like what I've done, if you like this video, or if you've got something about it, drop us a comment, because I love comments. You know, it doesn't half help if somebody says, oh, I like this, or no, I'm not sure about that. You know, when I first had it, I had quite a few Chinese bashers, shall we say, but they have diminished rapidly, and I ain't blocked them, they just disappeared. I think they kind of know that at the end of the day, these things are going to become about quite a lot more. They're going to see a lot more of them. So, it's Lone Wolf saying bye for now. Don't forget, give us that tick, give us that like. Until next time, it's Lone Wolf saying bye for now. Remember, just be careful out there. Lone Wolf, bye for now.